Welcome back.
Let's welcome everyone. Yeah, welcome everyone back to episode 7. Still going harder than shaky on the weekend, but cheers everyone for putting in the work. Next week we won't be here for our battle's sake. We've got 3 of us on the cards. We've got Bubba Blue versus G-Megs. Harlem will be the week after, but we've got to have it off anyway. And I'll be versus Donkey in Perth. And then we've got Osborne, of course, on the same card versus I don't know, some comedian off some cruise ship. I can't remember his name now. His name's Matt Klein, but yeah.
We mentioned it last week, I believe, but we're all going to try and get some extra bonus content and stuff that we haven't trialed too much on this channel yet. But I'm super excited to anyone in Melbourne at the Breaking Bread events. If you happen to see me or Osborne on the first night, please come say hi, say what up, give us your top 10 favorite Oz battlers.
That's right.
And don't annoy Harlem before his battle, but afterwards, annoy him again. But
or Oz
we'll
or
be and Blue and Bades will be at the 30 Gs event. I'll be at the Perth event. So if you just want to jump in there and fucking get
I think Bades will actually be at the Breaking Bread event on the Saturday as well. So we'll all be around everywhere.
Right.
You name a battle, one of us are going to be there with a camera in your fucking face.
100%.
It's about the culture, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Sorry, I don't start with an F-bomb too frequently on this podcast, but here we are.
All right, I'll announce the battles. So today we've got we did have to make a change because of unforeseen circumstances. We were going to have Sammy C's battle on this podcast, but condolences to him, and I hope he gets through whatever he's going through. But we didn't think it was the right thing to do to have it this week. We will be doing it in the future, a couple of weeks, just so then he can enjoy it too. Like, obviously, it's not the right time to be doing that sort of. But that was who we had planned. Yeah, definitely. That was who we had planned. So we've gone with a new one. We've got Sope Suddz versus who was he versus again? Sorry,
Donkey. No.
Versus Donkey.
Yeah, it was Donkey. Yeah.
Yeah, versus Donkey. No, I did that on purpose, bro.
I could tell.
Yeah, no, all right. No, and then we had Cepth versus Dusky and Vega versus Azmatik, bro, and they're all fucking top battles. Yeah, no, I was just playing on that.
Awesome
like, who the fuck's Donkey, bro? Like, no one knows who it is. I can't even remember his name. He's not worth remembering.
I feel like I say this.
I'm coming to represent there next week, so Queensland are all the fucking way, boys.
Nice. While we're talking about the shirts, shout out to our sponsor, 420 Superstore, Invested Designs. Any other shout outs?
You got one more, I think.
Shout out to my sponsor, Amber Region. Always keeping me dripped. If you want a 10% discount, you can hit me up, Harlem 10, all capitals, and you can get yourself some swagging apparel.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So how do you all feel about this week's battles anyway, fellas?
Yeah, excited. They were great.
Man,
no, they were good.
I say this every week, but I actually struggled in all of them again. I just, I was flip-flopping, watching them and re-watching them, but good fun for all of them.
To be honest, I was judging them through the rounds, and it was hard because as I'm judging through the rounds, I was going one way, and then the last round might have been killer, so I had to go the other way.
I was scratching things out, going, nah, sorry, this third one took it the other way. But some crazy good styles. I think we got to see a nice range of different battlers this week, so that was really cool, from up and comers to professionals, and some of the best that FBL has to offer at the moment. That's for sure.
100%.
One reason I brought this up, because in our judging system, we don't really have a thing for chokes. Okay, so say with delivery, I guess we got delivery. Okay, some of them might have had a stronger actual delivery, but they choked.
Yeah.
So then you have to go the other way. So just to explain that and how that works, and how I've made it work in mine, when I've given it to delivery, it might not necessarily mean you've got the weaker delivery. You've just slipped, which I have to say that's part of your delivery. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's just a little fine point that I wanted to make a little bit clearer. Because I was a bit struggling with that. I was going to go one way with it, and then the chokes, I was like, I might have to go the other way. It's just, I have to,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was similar. I felt that provided that the delivery of the person who didn't stumble was still like up to par, if you know, get my drift. Like as long as there wasn't any, I don't know, if it was too monotone or if they were screaming too much. That's another way that, you know, I won't necessarily give someone delivery just for screaming. But yeah, I would say
just give me 2 minutes, fellas, but you can keep going.
Yeah, no problem. No, I said I would say I had a similar. I have a similar sort of back and forth with some of these battles where I was leaning one way with the delivery, but then I was like, but it's also like my taste in delivery. So, you know,
yes,
not to throw anyone under the bus or anything like that, but, you know, I would say a good example of that would be that I would argue that Vega's delivery was much more crisp and much louder and in your face than Azmatik certain times. But I don't like his delivery so much.
Great.
So I awarded that to Azmatik, but not because Vega's delivery was bad. It's just my personal taste. And then also, you know, deliveries can go up and down. You can have, you know, drop your voice for certain parts, you know, and I love when people do that, because when you mix something up, it can really show you know, extra effort, if you will, you know, than just having it consistent all 3 rounds. But that's not every battle. That's just, I would say, with some of the battles I've been watching for this week. Yeah,
I found it
whoa. What? I don't know what happened there. Sorry, guys.
It's gone red. It's gone down.
I got a red light on at the moment. I was trying to match the background.
I found that the battles were probably, I think this time around it was a little bit easier. I think the more often we're doing it, it's becoming a little bit easier to judge. But yeah, for me, this week was easier than some of the other weeks and some of the other battles we've had.
I agree. Yeah, for me as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Definitely. It was just that one point on delivery where it could go another way.
Yep.
All right.
So where are we
jump
starting?
into the first battle?
Go straight to the first battle.
I think we should start with the substitute one.
Yes.
All respect to the substitute one, but Suddz and Donkey.
Sope Suddz is in the chat.
Yep.
No downplaying of this battle, man. These are 2 battlers that I quite like, different styles, and I think they both came with it. It was a fun one to watch. But I'm going to say straight up, you and I, Osborne, are having similar votes again.
You're kidding.
Oh no!
It's just the.
It's not exactly the same.
3-2.
Pretty similar.
You've changed it up this time.
No, not exact.
Not exact,
but close.
But no, interesting.
We'll see how the rest of the episode goes.
All right, I wouldn't mind starting just because I'm having a few problems with my phone, so I might have to jump out, but I'll get mine done and then you can talk while I do that.
Yeah.
But
all right, we'll start this one going around that way.
If you don't mind. But okay, Donkey in this one, I think he was very strong, very confident. I didn't mind how he started his rounds in the same sort of direction. You know, he started with the same lines, like he was trying to bring something consistent the crowd could get into. He was trying to get the interactions.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. But Sope Suddz had way better angles, better schemes, in my opinion.
Definitely.
He had better delivery, but as I said with the choke thing, I had to sort of give that delivery point to Donkey. So that could have both gone both ways. Pretty fucking strong battle. They're both done well.
Agreed.
Especially like considering Suddz is over in Western Australia, and you can see half those people knew his bars already.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a harder thing. So no, I think it was a bloody good battle, and I had to give it to Donkey 3-2. But as I said, it could have went the other way with a cleaner performance for Suddz.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go in next if we're following that
I'll
order.
just jump off for like 5 minutes. I'll be back in a minute. I just got to sort my phone out.
All good.
You're right, bro.
No worries.
So yeah, I'm just looking through all the cards now, and there's 3 of us, Bades, D, and myself have the exact same scorecards, and then Osborne is quite similar. So I have a lot of the same points that Delivery made. I really like both of them for their own reasons. I lean towards liking the concepts and stuff that Sope Suddz was bringing, but I do think that Donkey was definitely more polished. He had the room behind him a little bit more, I felt.
100%.
He had that on his side. It was dope to see Sope Suddz and his little gang all supporting each other too in all the battles, though. So I'll say shout out to them and their solidarity. That's dope as hell, because I know when I come down from Brisbane, Sunny Coast, and sometimes I just got like one or two homies that I've come with or whatever, sometimes it can feel like the whole room's against you. I know what that feels like. But yeah, apart from that, man, it was just a lot of fun to watch. It was very close for me. I feel like a couple of points could have gone either way, but because of a lot of things like Dee was saying, swayed slightly more towards Donkey. I think with a few more battles under Sope Sudd's belt, he's going to be up there for sure.
Yep, very fair.
100%.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, this was a really close battle in the sense of, you know, both did a really good job in the battle. There was a few slip-ups from Sope. In saying that, I agree with what you were saying, Harlem. He did have the better schemes, where, you know, like that Harley Reid bar, you know, and that would, like, you know, that you read that you're number one on the draft, you think you're Harley Reid. It was like, oh, bro, like that's a bar, bro. You know, and turning him purple in Fremantle, like, you know, they were good bars.
I like that.
And this is just from, you know, obviously I'm more of a fan when it comes to this type of stuff. I think Donkey's rounds go for too long.
Agreed.
He kind of loses the oxygen in the room. Because he's very bar heavy, and while he's absolutely amazing at what he does, sometimes it's be like, oh, bro, like, are we still in the same scheme? Or, you know, like,
I feel like there wasn't
you've
enough
used the same rhyme words. Yeah, exactly. It's just all bars, only few punches, where it was like, I'm more of a fan of like set up, punch, set up, punch, which is what Sope did, where it felt like a whole round was a setup, then to like one or two punches. So that's just my only critique for the whole battle. Other than that, like, I really enjoyed the battle. But yeah, home ground advantage definitely comes into play, and also. If you are going to take boys with you, don't have them be a renter crowd, because it looks shit. Like, where they're all cheering at the start, they're like, Sope, like, you know, you don't need to do that shit. Like, you like G him up, you know, react to his bars, but don't like it, because it gets that renter crowd feel. But yeah, no, that's it from me.
I was just going to add on to that, Bades, that comment that you were saying about Donkey doing too much of the same thing almost. I feel like he's so good at it, and I feel like if you're really into Donkey's style, then it's not a problem.
That's right.
I think he might not necessarily be catering to everyone in the crowd, or thinking enough about that. So yeah, I was definitely feeling what you were saying just there, man.
If he does that against Deliver's going to eat him alive.
Agreed.
Like, because Deliver's got presence. He's got, you know, he can come at you from, you know, 3 or 4 different angles. He can break you down. He knows when to stop what he's doing and change the angle. Like, if he comes like that against Deliver's going to pick him apart. It doesn't matter how good your bars are.
And Donkey has some funny jokes, like you said. They're too few and far between. And one thing I forgot to mention that I did want to bring up is that his you smell like shit thing was kind of funny, but it didn't work enough for me to be his starter for all 3 rounds. Not to just pick apart all the negatives here, but just as a critique, I think if you're going to have it, something that comes back and back and back, it's got to be really funny, or it's got to be done really well. And I think by the 3rd round, I definitely wasn't laughing. But anyway, that was just a point. Anyway, Blue, what do you reckon?
Yeah, Not to be that guy, but I do not understand why anyone thinks Donkey is entertaining at all, to be honest. I've watched like 5 of his battles now, and I've never wanted to finish the round once. I don't.
Wow.
I'm being a dick right now to know it, but I wrote
No, you know what it is? It's the young head.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the different styles,
man.
He comes from the old era.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, not to, like shit on you, Blue, but the attention span of your generation is really minimal.
Yeah, well, like you said,
we can actually tune in for a little bit longer.
His schemes go forever. I'm like, bro.
They do.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean, bro, because I lean towards other styles. So you, as a modern guy, being a more favorable of modern styles, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes, I feel like Donkey lacks a lot of the things I like about battle rappers, and it's hard to give him any points, to be honest.
Let's just
he would cook me. He would cook me, but
you
still.
Put Decoy in your top 10.
I did, exactly. I'm new.
We're 7 weeks ahead. I'd like to think Blue has a little more knowledge.
I have 7 weeks of knowledge right now.
Also, since it just feels like we're kind of shitting on Donkey, which I don't want to say that. I honestly think he's a fucking weapon. Why did you give him the 1 point? Let's talk about his positives for a minute, Blue.
I gave him the multis because it was just non-stop multis. There was a lot of them here. He had 18 bags of multis. I was like, he's got to have the multis. I just think I liked all of Sope's bars. He had great delivery. I wrote in my book, Sope's just has it type shit. So, I thought Sope's just killed it. Bro. Yeah, exactly. His energy. I love these delivery, the bars. I'm
very keen to see Sope at his next event. That's going to be sick.
Definitely.
What about you, Oz?
Well, for me, I always fuck with Donkey, so with the opposite Blue. But I will say, the 1 point I really struggled with was the rhymes and multis point, because Donkey had more rhymes and multis for sure, right? But I probably preferred the rhymes and multis from Sope Suddz generally, right? So in my head, you take this battle out of where it was located and the crowd, right? I think it would be closer than it appeared, because look, the crowd reactions and interactions, not to be a nasty cunt, but they were like crickets sometimes for some of Sope Suddz bars, and I'm not sure if that was because the crowd just didn't want to fuck with him. I'm not sure what it was, man, but it was a shame, because that was almost a default point I had to award to Donkey, because it was.
I have a. Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, I think because it was more of an intimate crowd, I don't know what sort of shop or setup that was. It felt very intimate. So, so many bars went underappreciated in that room. But it always feels that way in the video. You're not hearing these big laughs for anything.
That's right. But also, I really fuck with like quick little rebuttals. And there was probably about 3 from Donkey. One wasn't very good, but the other 2 were good and I liked. In terms of I obviously gave metaphors, jokes, and punches. I gave that to Donkey because unlike Blue, I actually felt Donkey was fucking hilarious. And I think part of that was like the very subtle, changes in his face, the pauses, that is a very polished.
I'd put that down to delivery though.
No, yes, but a joke is made up of multiple things. It's not just the setup and the reward.
No, I mean, Donkey's body language and stuff. I'd put that down to more delivery. I found that's more what he was best at.
No, true. And
more than the punchlines.
I gave Donkey delivery, but I felt that, to the point of what Harlem said before about the beginning of each round, I fucked with that joke.
Okay.
Till the second round finished, and then when I heard it again, I did not like it. Because then I was like, that was lazy. Like I fucked with it because the second time he brought it back, he did it slightly different, and he was sort of delaying it, and everyone knew it was coming, right? Mm-hmm. So I did like that. All in all, though, I think some of the things that took away from Sope Suddz was, I didn't think that little interruption from Pell actually helped. I actually felt it felt a little bit.
It didn't.
Yeah,
if it was in a different room, it might have worked, but
100%. But
yeah.
I just
personally, if you want to get someone to do that, it's got to land really, really hard.
That's right. That's right. And like a good example of that. A good example of you know. Oh, actually, no. I've just lost that train of thought. I was going to say, I do fuck with Sope Suddz. I actually think if you're watching this battle, what I walked away from was, I thought I would like Sope Suddz better as a person, right? In general, like I would want to have a beer with a bloke. I actually thought though that like the delivery of the Donkey, and it's probably why I'm biased towards it. Like his speed in which he changed up his flow is stuff that I fuck with all the time, man. That's the stuff that I tend to try and insert into my own battles for one. And while I agree, it was clear that the schemes were easily taken by Sope Suddz. Like I didn't really see much of that from Donkey. It was more, you know, a lot of swagger, a lot of repping his city, and also repping the fact that he's a vet and he's been there, done that type of thing. I felt some of the punches from Donkey were just superior, even though they did not connect to a scheme. For me, this is just what I like. Yeah, but I love the Donkey punch bar. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Sope Suddz was poor. He was not poor in any of his rounds at any way, apart from those little, I won't even call them chokes. They were more slip-ups because he picked himself up pretty quickly after that.
I agree. I wouldn't call it a choke.
No,
also,
but I thought, yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say on the underappreciated jokes, the Donkey is ass. It's so simple, but I laughed.
Yeah.
I fucking laughed.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's where the complication with some joke, like the joke about from Donkey about, you know, the your parents need to put you to bed type of bar. I love that type of shit too. But I thought that like the Donkey was ass is a funny combination, right, to attack someone, but only if the person who's watching it thinks Donkey's ass. So I thought it was a good bar. I didn't think it was a good joke for me, but not that it was a bad joke. Do you know what I mean? But I thought I could not award this battle to Sope Suddz because of a couple of those things. So that some of those little bits and pieces, the interruptions from his boys, that Pell part, the slip ups, and also I felt that he didn't really have a lot of. I don't think he had a rebuttal at any point. But yeah, I loved his delivery. Don't get me wrong. I think that I was really tossing because it could have gone to Sope Suddz if I felt that deliveries were matching, but how polished Donkey's delivery was, and you know, ironically, my favorite bar was talking about chokes, and Donkey was talking about how much he fucking hates jokes, and then he choked against Vanek. So, you know, like if we're looking at it further along the road, but contained within this battle, yeah, I could not give it to Sope Suddz, even though Sope Suddz I fuck with a lot, and I fuck with them both. But yeah, this is probably my favorite battle of Donkeys. So that's why I went the way I did, and I'm looking forward to see. I'm going to be, as I've told you boys, I'm going to take down, especially because of how excited I got for Sope Suddz versus what's his name? Who's he battling? Deliver your boy, Smithy. Yeah, Smithy, I can't wait to see that, man, because I think
that's going to be a fucking great battle.
It's going to be crazy now, and now. I think that Sope Suddz is further along in his battle career to know what it takes now to come to a performance 100% locked in.
And when when you do have slips like that, it is you learn quick. You got to put in a lot more work. You got to put in effort. You know, but I know he's not silly. He would have done that.
Yeah.
But I also think not to. I don't actually think it was a lack of preparation, and I'm not saying this is intimidation, but I felt that the lack of reactions he was getting for bars that deserved reactions, I think that sort of took it, you know, made him pause a little bit. And then as he's going along, he not that he lacked confidence, but it did wane. And I think that's where those little slips came in, not because he wasn't polished enough, but because the crowd wasn't hitting as hard to each of the bars that they should have, right? 100%.
So just to add to what you're saying,
stay in your own head. Stay in your own head.
That's right.
Sope did say the WA crowd was rough. He said props to Donkey. He really enjoyed it. And glad that we can debate it. But that being said, that Smithy's copping it because he felt like he could have done better. And he also said Aussie hit the nail on the head. So with the WA crowd.
I saw you can
it's good to know because it's my first time over there next week, so it's good to know that they're not the most friendly, I guess.
That's
but
right.
I did. They should be ready, Cooper. They should be ready.
I did say that while you were gone,
I'm coming, boys.
While you were gone, I said that Donkey tends to go real bar heavy, and it's like there's not enough set up punch. It's like the whole round is a setup for one punch, and I said if he continues to do that, you're going to pick him apart. So, just to add to what you're saying about how ready you are, I think that it's going to be it's definitely a clash of styles.
Yes.
So yeah, I am looking forward to it. I did have a little
bit of a chat to him about it to see if he was prepped and how he was feeling about it, and he said that he's going to change it up a bit this time. So I won't.
Hopefully it hits well.
And I also want to point. Yeah. I just want to bring up too what Sope Suddz said. I actually agree. I think Sope Suddz deserved someone more experience for this match, but it doesn't change how excited I am because I think that.
In all fairness, I think Smithy doesn't need the experience. He's already to that level. I'm not doubting his skill. I just think that not to be biased, but I think he probably needed 2 more battles before he deserved Sope Suddz. Not because he's not good enough to take him, but because Sope Suddz has done so much and has been around for so long that I think that. He really but I actually think because of that, as the man mentioned himself, that he's going to drive the point home. Hey, if you're going to book me next time, you better make sure it's someone you think will take me because I tell you now, I'm sure he's going to come the hardest he's ever come. But that's why, man, I can't wait to see this clash. Honestly, I really like them both. I think technically, I would say Sope Suddz is a better battler now. I'm not saying that he won't be on the day, that Smithy won't be on the day, but I think that how good this matchup will be in terms of the types of shit that I like, and also pairing 2 different styles. It's going to be fucking great, man. And that's why it was devastating that I couldn't make it to the 7th because I want to see my boy Harlem kill it too. But there's no way I was going to miss this battle with Sope Suddz and Smithy. And in fact, I was just like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to have to just get the tickets now and fucking put it on the card and deal with it later because I was just like too excited about it. So I can't wait.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So I'm missing it. You're going to Melbourne, are you, Oz?
Sorry?
Are you going to Melbourne?
He's in Melbourne.
I mean, you're going to the Melbourne gig with Harlem.
Sorry,
he's not going to be at Homecoming, but Oz is going to be at the first night, the takeoff night, headlined by Benji and Sweats. So catch us both there.
You're not on it. I thought I missed something then. I thought you were battling. I was like, hang on,
no, because the thing is, man, like I'm devastated because if they had done it a week apart, I would have cancelled anything else that was on that day. But because I have stuff on the Saturday, there's just no way I could have made it and been comfortable and enjoy myself. I probably would have missed a couple of battles. I didn't want to do that. And look, I know it would have been amazing, especially to see that headliner live, right? But I also know that that's not a battle I'm not going to watch. Do you know what I mean? The minute it drops on YouTube, I'm going to watch it. But especially now, just wanted to quickly bring up before we continue, Bates mentioned, how surprised he was that I hadn't heard of Benji PK or watched any of his shit. And damn, man, when I watched some of his stuff, I fucking loved his sound.
Yeah,
I
thought you would.
I cannot wait, bro. Like that's
and how good of a combination! It's probably my favorite combination of all of the Breaking Bread matchups they've done for the 2 events. I think Benji and Sweats is such a combination. It's 2 absolute lunatics.
They just needed another matchup with say that Burka versus someone else, say Arrows or someone. That would have been dope having the
hashtag bring back Arrows, bro. I love that.
Yeah,
guy.
bro.
Man, 30 G's have tried to bring him back at least 5 times.
I know he's I get to have some good chats with him all the time. He's a good dude, but
well,
shout
tell
out
him,
Arrows.
fucking, we're whatever battle he wants, he'll get. We're what's it called? We want to see Arrows at least one more battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be so good. By the way,
nice.
while I remember, Osborne, something you were mentioning earlier made me think about it might be a cool idea later on to, I know this is kind of our format looking at battles, but I would kind of like to look at particular battlers and rank their battles. That'd be something cool. Man. Just something to think about in the future. Like maybe even
instead of doing leagues, we do a rapper. Instead of
as an example, we could pick our number one of all time, Dundee or whatever, and start with him, and we'll find every battle we can find of his, and we'll all try to rank them as a special episode to mix it up in a couple of weeks or whatever. I mean, maybe in a couple months or whatever, but that's something to think about.
No, that
drop it in, hit us in the
comments.
I mean, if we're struggling for content, we definitely can do our top 10 of all time and top 10 of current that way. And then every time we update it, continue, provided we're continuing this for a long time.
I don't think it was. Do you know what I love about this right now? I guarantee we're never going to run out of content with how Australian battle rap is right now. There are so many battles that we are so far behind at the moment that we could never ever run out. But
I wasn't suggesting it as
love the suggestions, but we're never going to run out.
I wasn't suggesting it as. I wasn't suggesting it as like if we run out. It was just as something to switch it up as like a special episode or whatever. True. Yeah, something extra.
100%. Also, just in the chat, to answer the question. That how is Sope feeling about his battle with Smithy? He said that he's going to be leaving Earth for these rounds, and if he gets one round judged in his favor, then he'll be shocked.
It's unjudged. So I don't know if anyone told you, but
we're gonna judge it though.
Well,
we're gonna judge it.
We'll tell you the second you walked out of that building, brother, whether you want to that shit.
I'll know.
So also just move on to the next battle. I've just written a note. The one thing that I actually like, I know we've been a little bit negative and positive as well at the same time, but with Donkey, I'm not a fan how he does all these flips and then he goes, all right. Now I'm back into my round. It's like,
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like, you know, like if you're going to do a flip, you're going to do a rebuttal to something. Yeah, it needs to be seamless. It needs to.
There is more power in it, whether if you're not sure whether it was even a flip, because it's so smooth into the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's a whole other level of skill there. That's like, wait, hold on. How did he just drop a response to what he just said? And it was that clean.
That's sort of where I'm getting at. Most of the good ones, you don't even notice they've done it.
Yeah.
It's just they've done it because of what they've said is so current to what just happened.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to tell it is different.
Do you know, I actually think, right, out of all the battlers I've watched, I actually think that Oz does that quite well. You know, like I've seen, like, like it was like, did he just flip that? And it's almost like, it's almost like you knew he was going to say that, so you've already rebutted it.
Well, look, I can't remember who told me a while ago. I can't remember who it was. I know I was talking to someone who was extremely good at freestyles, and they essentially said, what you do is, and this is just as for what I do.
You preload.
You listen to the round, right? You don't pay attention to the body movements, anything like that, but you listen to a round, and the minute you can find something, right, you latch onto it, right? You latch onto it, you spend the entire round thinking of how you can put words together that can make that work. Now, most of mine are always short and quick and just sort of cheeky, not particularly punch heavy or anything like that. But I just like to show that you can do it on the spot because I'm terrible at freestyle. I don't freestyle. I can't. But if I'm standing there and listening to someone and they've mentioned something that, you know, like that one, for example, you might be talking about with Omar, it was literally because he said goat.
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
You know what I mean? Because he said goats, man. I was like, goats, but yeah, he likes to eat goat. We've talked about this plenty of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And vets, that's another one too.
Are you meant to use his government name? Are you meant to use his government name on socials?
he
knows. He knows I love him anyway. I'm just like,
bro, you remind me so much of myself sometimes, Osborne, because that's me, bro. As soon as I catch something in a battle, and I haven't been doing it as much in my last couple, but I really love being able to show off a flip. And very simple, usually lighthearted, comedic.
Yeah.
But I will catch something and zone the fuck out. I won't hear the rest of that battle. I'm in my head for the rest of that battle going, just trying to see if I can make it work. It's crazy that you explained it like that. I do a similar thing, but I always catch something else that I think's even funnier that I could flip more. But then that can be troublesome because then you run out of time and you forget the first thing. And
that's exactly right. Yeah.
But that's why I said that Oz does it really well because they're short and sharp. Yeah. They're just, it's like, like that goat line was fucking insane. Like, and a lot of people didn't quite react the way that I did. Like, because I was like, bro, that was smart. And but it was like that's it. Like, it wasn't like I'm going to come from the rafters. It was just a cop that.
Because I find for the people out there, the way I sort of do it more so, is I actually have preloaded ones in a way. Like I have ideas that if he says this, then I've already got something sort of
it's a trigger
conceived already that I'm gonna. Yeah. So that's effective. Like if you can't catch on to like used to boys.
No, I'm the same.
Some ideas preconceived, but you don't actually have as part of your round. It's just if he says that, then that one's coming out. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'll also say I know this sounds. I also say that I generally only do that if I'm feeling comfortable enough with how I'm going versus the other person. So, like I say, during that point, I felt that I didn't sense immediate danger from someone sick to the point where like, no, I have to buckle down, make sure. I know, not giving him shit, but I would say I didn't sense that danger. So I thought I can risk it. I can risk trying this flip. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But as long as I've kept it short, Yep. But that doesn't happen all the time. Like a lot of opponents don't give you that. And the ones I would say that are the hardest for me are anyone who can spit very quickly, because then you also, as you said before, there might be a bunch of them that you're thinking about, and then others get in your way, and then I just pop the whole lot, So
that's my biggest problem. That's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Boom. What's number 2?
Seth.
We'll go with the other. Yep. That's the one.
Seth versus. Seth versus Dusky.
Shout out to Dusky. Is he in the chat right now?
Dusky is definitely in the chat. Mr. Dusky
What up,
Belly.
Dusky? Hope you're having a good one, brother.
And keep doing
you did it again, Harlem.
You're good at what you do.
What did I do again?
Yeah, keep your head up too, brother. We're thinking of
it. You're just saying that because you scored.
Damn.
Look at that.
Yeah, holy crap. There you go. And wow. All right, let's start on your end, Osborne, then. We'll go the other way this time.
Done. Okay, so the way I looked at this battle, not to take anything away from Cepth, I'm going to start off with this. I don't know how close he is to Sammy C, but I felt it was a little bit unnerving for me how much they sound alike, like the way that they deliver their punches, and I'm not sure if they're just really close and they've influenced each other, but like I've said before, I really appreciate when someone can mix up their stuff, and when you are delivering the end of a bar in the same way too often, for me, I can get put off by it. So look, I judged this battle, and I looked at the fact that I did think in most categories, Cepth was clearly better than Dusky, and not to take away from Dusky, but I just felt, things like schemes and concepts wasn't even a question. It was going to be Cepth. Rhymes and multis as well. The stage presence and delivery, that's that. Bringing back to that point, that's why I awarded this to Dusky, because I preferred how Dusky delivered his bars to the way Cepth delivered his bars.
Agreed.
And it was not because Cepth was bad.
Too.
Yeah, I just thought that one point, and I, as much as I really did buckle down, I paid a lot of attention to this battle, and I wanted to give something to Dusky, but I was going through the criteria, and that was the one I could comfortably, and not as a pity point. I genuinely did like his delivery better. But yeah, I thought that this was a bit of a one-sided match, in my opinion. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Blue?
So I gave Dusky the win. I gave rhymes, multi, stage presence, delivery, crowd reaction, and interaction, and I gave Cepth schemes, concepts, metaphors, jokes, and punchlines.
You fuck with Dusky's style, bro.
Yeah, I really do. I think Dusky has great stage presence. He's so loud. I love the anger. Like, the delivery is great. I like it all. And then I felt like a lot of Cepth's stuff, like a lot of his good stuff that I liked was like his angry stuff. But I felt like Dusky did that better. Felt like Dusky kind of owns that, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
But then it got to the third round, and I felt like Cepth had his best round, and I was like right on the line of almost switching over, because I thought Seth's third round was dangerous, bro. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, exactly.
So what category were you most likely to switch a point on, do you reckon?
Fuck, I don't even know. Maybe stage presence, because like just like
true,
everyone, you
could
see the whole room was like, oh shit, like he really switched it on. But the reason I gave Dusky the crowd reactions too was because when he's so angry, everyone almost looks worried. Like the whole room is like, holy shit, and I just think that is the greatest reaction. They're all just like, so like I think I nearly switched to Cepth, but in the end, Dusky won it for me.
Well, look, to your point, Blue, he was bound at home for a reason. Let's just say
exactly.
That. I don't know what the reason
That's
was,
why everyone goes like, it takes a step back. They all take a step back. They're like, hey, whoa, okay.
Man, if you like that aggressive delivery and that sort of thing, man, you might think that, depending how it goes, but you might think Big Deej is like a winner over me in my upcoming battle.
Yeah,
he
is super aggressive. Yeah, but I love jokes just as much. But I felt like they were similar. Like Seth's best stuff, I thought, was when he was angry.
Didn't really have too many.
But I felt like Dusky's angry bits
That's
were better.
true.
So, yeah.
Yeah, bet. Yep. How you feeling, Bates?
I gave it to Dusky, 3-2. I gave rhymes and multis to Cepth, and I gave crowd reaction and interaction to Cepth because, home crowd, they fucked with him a lot more than they fucked with Dusky.
100%.
But for me, like, man, I think it was so in my notes. It was like it was too much of the same thing for 2 rounds from Cepth. Yeah. And what's it called? Like for me, it was like, okay, so this is like round 1 all over again. But then, like Blue said, that third one, I was like, I sort
of felt that way with Dusky.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I was like, but that's like, I was like, I really don't know how to go with this one. I almost gave the schemes and concepts to Cepth. Because he's setups and that, but just I'm one of those people, man. I really like setup, punch, and that's what Dusky was doing.
Yeah, damn.
He was just for me at like just my style that I like to watch. I just prefer Dusky over Cepth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to let you know, I'm pretty sure that Cepth and Sammy are either best mates or they are related in some way.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
It could very much just be heavy inspiration, like studying the guy for a long time.
I feel Donkey. They've all 3 of them have got a little bit of similarities in their way they try to craft bars. So I think. It's just you all influence each other, and that's like a style over there. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like,
Osborne is straight up calling you a fucking Ghost Rider, bruh. No, there's no doubt about it.
I haven't seen any other battles from Cepth, and I'm sure if I did, it might color my opinion a little bit. But as it stands, I much prefer Sammy C. That's just how it is for me.
Man, Sammy C's a beast, bro.
What about you, Harlem?
All right, so You guys all brought up some really good points. I was pretty close with giving Dusky a couple of points because I did lean towards his delivery and his style a little bit more. I think he's a little bit less honed than Cepth is in some ways. So that's why I lean towards Ceph's style and his concepts a little bit more. I felt like I was sitting there on the edge of my seat with Dusky, waiting for that one punchline. Like, oh, here comes the real funny one, that could let me sway over to the other side. Yeah. And it just wasn't there. I feel like if he either spent some more time on it or just found a little smarter way to go around certain things, it's not an easy thing to do. But it was very close on some of these concepts to being a lot funnier than it was presented. But, bro, energy's crazy on him. Cepth, I really liked his rhymes and multis. I gave him the point there. Schemes and concepts, metaphors, jokes and punchlines, and the crowd reaction and interaction went to Cepth. So 4-1. That's where I'm at, man.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck.
What about you, D? How you feeling?
With me, I did go 5-zip to Cepth, but in saying this, in all fairness, it nearly was the other way to that third round blue board at that point. That this is one of those ones where I did have points going the other way until that third round. I think it was multis and stuff. I ended up giving it Cepth because of the third round. Cepth had some quotables out of it. They're not quotables, the ones that I can clearly remember now. Unfortunately, Dusky doesn't. But I didn't mind his hand painting line. The send him back to Manchester for our ancestor line.
Yep.
There's a couple of lines, like even just off the top of my head, I could remember the concept, which matters. You know what I mean? Like,
fully.
Like Bates said, he felt like Cepth kept coming up with the same stuff. I felt Donkey did. I felt like he had sort of, I love Donkey's style. I love his fucking delivery. I love the way Dusky, sorry. Dusky. Okay. I love his way he gets in your face. I love the way he starts his battles the same. I love all that. But yeah, it got a little bit stale on the whole evil.
I can agree to that
too. Rounds.
I think that's where I was coming in, whereas like if it hit some of the punches or the concepts hit a little bit stronger, then it may not have felt as stale on his end. And because in all fairness, to come with such heaviness, you got to back it up.
Yeah. And if you're not into that, we may not get some of his schemes, like his references. So and I'm probably one of them that missed a few of those references. So those punches probably could have landed hard in his thoughts, because anyone that knew what he was talking about their land.
Yeah, see, I thought his punches landed quite hard, so that's why.
Yeah, see, this is one. In no offense, have you been into that sort of darker stuff in the past?
Yeah.
So you understand it. See, like that's the difference. Say, like, me and Aussie the other day were talking about sports lines. He doesn't get the sports lines. I do.
Same, bro.
I love the sports lines.
This is why I just every chilling it fucking wordplay. I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about, cunt. Like, all the time.
It doesn't mean that punch doesn't really land. It's just you got to figure out who your audience and who you're trying to land it on.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to Brisbane and spitting fucking AFL bars. Like, because it's a rugby state, nobody's gonna understand what you're saying.
Not going to Tassie and speaking about rugby.
Which going back to the Sope one, I felt Sope did well with the AFL bars, Fremantle bars, and everything in Perth. I thought that was a great angle. Obviously,
but that's because that's what what's it called? They don't have rugby; they've got AFL over there.
Yeah, but so I felt like that could be where Dusky lost the crowd, and then because of that, he lost the delivery. Okay, because he feeds off the crowd. People are Dusky's going off. You know what I mean? He sort of feeds it, and then no one was really reacting. And I think that, made him lose a little bit of confidence, a little bit of delivery in that third round. So that's why I end up having to go Cepth in the long run. But it was like this until that last round.
But just to the point of, I just want to bring up too, this is also because of our criteria. Because if we judge this the way the battles used to be judged, you're saying, Deliver, you would have given two rounds to Dusky, 1 round to Cepth. But we're looking as the whole, looking at the whole battle, right? So it could have gone. Obviously, everyone's going to.
I'm definitely saying one each, and then a close one. I'm definitely saying that at least. Yeah.
So if you could, would you go to OT for that battle?
No, I don't like OT. I think it takes away from the battle because people bring half of what they normally can. If not, you've got to prep an OT round just in case it's available. I don't like the idea of OT. I think we just need to man up and make a decision. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's what you're. That's what you pay big bucks for. That's why they got special announcements on the judges, bro. Because you've got to man up and make a decision. You can't sit on the fence. That's what we're here for.
That's fair enough, but I think it all depends on what the league is stating beforehand. As long as the battlers are coming into it knowing what goes down. If the league states beforehand that overtime could go down, that's your job as a battler to be prepared for whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Whereas
I don't.
But with that question towards me, I don't believe in it.
Yeah, I don't think any league at the moment has a judging system where anything can go to OT. I know 30 Gs, ours will separate you by 1 point or it's a draw. There's no and in our,
So that would really disadvantage someone like Oz who can't freestyle.
That's right.
Yeah, well, see, the only draw that we've ever had was you versus Scandal. You know what I mean? And it was that close and that perfect of a battle.
Wasn't there 2 draws that night?
No,
just
there's only ever been 1 draw at 30 Gs.
But to your point,
there's only been 1 draw in my whole battle career out of 40. So,
it was that perfect of a battle and that perfect of a matchup, and it was like 1 round of like pulling your opponent apart and then 1 round of like building them back up because they're actually mates. That
it was hard one, very hard one.
It was such a good battle that it was like if you pick the winner, you're going to disadvantage the other person because it's that close.
If say it was against someone else other than Scandal, I might have been dirty on it. Because Scandal's my friend, I was happy to walk away with half the prize. If you get what I mean, like we can share with the boys.
Scandal.
Yeah.
But otherwise, also, I prefer to know.
Just from the chat, Dusky said that's because our battle fell through. You salty old prick. Talking to you, Pete.
Yeah.
But hang on,
stuck it on, boy. It wasn't because of me.
Salty old
prick. You need to be a good little boy, and you'll be able to battle me one day, boy.
But he did turn around, like he just like threw his everything that he had going for him. He threw it out the window because he's like, I swear, Vanek first up was a draw. So I get he's trying to be funny, but. Yeah, like, bro, don't do Vanek like
that. Is there any other things going on in the chat while we're on it, Bades?
Just Dusky saying, people say him versus Mason was a draw. So 2 draws in 30G history, but it was actually given to Dusky. So, Dusky, no draw.
Why would you win a battle and then claim it to be a draw? That's my question.
It's Dusky, bro. He doesn't even know why he does what he does.
Yeah, he's constantly saying fuck
all right,
Dusky guys.
So, just to confirm, how many of us voted for who then? Who took the majority?
Seth
3-2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cepth won.
Yeah,
3-2.
Yeah.
Shout out Cepth, yo. Shout out to both the battlers and shout out to...
But that's what I wanted to say at the end.
Unjudged.
Donkey just came a little bit stronger in that third. I would have probably gone the other way. Dusty. Sorry. I've got
Donkey on the brain,
Donkey on the brain, bro.
Donkey on the brain. You can tell I've been prepping Donkey. Be scared, brother.
You know what's funny? You're talking shit at the start of the podcast saying Donkey who, and now you can't get his name out your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just worried the buzz will come out as Dusky on the day.
Oi, but that'll get the laughs. It'll work either way.
Bro, Delilah's
just
gonna
like
go to
the
sleep tonight, like donkey.
It was just like when I got told that it was elusive battle and lone soldier, but it was actually imposed. That is still going around as he was so elusive that he didn't show up. So
bro, it happens with rap names. Like at the moment with the takeoff card, Dusky. There's an NMD and MCB, and I mistake them so much right now. It's killing me.
Yeah. And they're on the
All
same
right, let's take a break. And then we'll come back and do our last battle, which is Azmatik versus Vega.
Yep.
Just quickly
boys.
want to say massive love while we're wrapping a bow on those two battles to that league. It's been awesome to spend the
SBL.
whole week going deep into those battles. Shout out to Azmatik.
So much
Shout out to
talent.
anyone else behind the scenes that we don't know that's doing all the stuff to put it on and
Mega
the venues
Ethereum.
and stuff. Oh yes, shout out to Mega Man, bro. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Megatherium, man. He's the G. He does. He actually organises all the battles for FBL. So big shout out to Megatherium.
I know he does a lot of beats for Azmatik because I've got his EPs and stuff. Killer producer, bro.
Yeah, he is. All right, let's take a break.
Right.
We back.
He's right. All right, is Dusky over there in the chat?
Yeah,
I know I keep calling you Donkey, brother. But hey, we know, and I know you can't leave the house. I know you can't leave the house, bro. So and you think I'm scared and bitter on you. How about we put a fucking proposition to you?
Mm-hmm.
I come to your house in your living room and battle you in front of your parents, bro. They can zip up the body bag and all, brother. They can zip up the body bag and all, bro. I'll leave. They can call the coroner, and it'll all be on film. It's okay, bro. Like, don't worry. There will be witnesses. I mean,
Dusky, can he bring plus ones? Can we have a few extras in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, he's replied.
Okay, so hang on. He turned around.
We need blue for the cameraman and Harlem for the
hosting.
Host.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
all right. So just to let you know,
your parents are the crowd.
So he just said he'll be doing events in his backyard. So if you want to come over and get buried like the Snowtown, let me know.
Old man will get battled. My old man will battle you instead. Light work.
2v2 guaranteed, bro.
Weren't they put in a bank vault though, bro? Like,
Right, that would actually be cold going and doing a battle in the backyard.
So just so you know, what's it called? Dusky is actually actively doing going to be doing battles out of his house. With off your script battle league. So mate, Dusky, you've just given yourself, first or second main event, bro.
Did anyone ever play backyard wrestling on Xbox back in the day?
Yes, bro.
Bro, it's gonna be like that, bro.
We're gonna get like a fence cage. Yeah.
Yes, bro. This is what I'm picturing.
I've got one flip for Dusky right now. You said that shit, and I hope you got no regrets because you brought up Snowtown, but that's only because I'll be killing you, Sped.
Oh,
if you do anything, they killed retards, bro, and I'm about to come down there and put you in a bank, bro. But it's all good, bro.
He's like, evidence was buried in the backyard. You got me there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got you everywhere, brother. Don't worry.
He's been prepared.
Let's talk a little bit about our main event tonight.
Get into it.
Yeah.
So real quick,
Mr.
this
30
one.
G's is here too.
Yoza.
Hey, shout out Shaky. Bro, I hope you're doing well. Haven't spoken to you properly in a minute. So, big love. I'm keen to see you and Bades in Melbourne very soon, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
This human connection thing. Just want to say that this battle we're about to watch does not really come from a league, which is a rarity for some of these battles. But I was there for that event.
It's not Taz Battles. Obviously, Taz Battles don't do it anymore.
No,
I think it's on the
THC.
Which isn't necessarily a battle league, but shout outs to everyone who put it on. I know it was a crazy ass event. It was the birth of a lot of rappers, like Eric Divine's first battle that night and things like that. So
his reactions were great,
and it was my first real battle event that wasn't like a freestyle event that I went to and saw in the flesh. So dope.
Yeah, true. That's awesome.
Whoever took the footage looks dope too.
Yeah,
that's Lockie Hamill, bro.
Yeah, Lockie Hamill, bro. He's
that goes without saying. No props for Lockie, gets enough.
He's honestly, bro. Lockie Hamill is a genius, bro.
Yeah. While we're talking about Lockie Hamill, he dropped an album recently, and he dropped those songs. He made like a song a week or something for this album. He dropped it recently. Go stream it because a lot of people appreciate his film work and everything outside of his music, but he has some fucking bars, bro. For real.
Yeah.
To be honest, I loved him. I can't remember who the dude he used to rap with was, but when they were rapping as a duo, that's my memory.
He makes some great collab songs. He's got a great song with Eric Divine, obviously a heap with Greeley. He's done mad collabos with Brother Pete and things like that. Killer.
Yeah.
He's been on a track with Dunners as well, hasn't he?
Did you ever see his duo?
Something in the water.
Did you ever see the duo? There was like two of them.
No.
And the other dude was a slightly older dude, but he just had this unique, like, grungy, punchline style. I can't know. I'd remember the name. If you brought it up, I'd remember it straight up. Because I was a huge fan of him before he was anyone. Like, they were part of that crew. And, like, Lockie had the real intricate rhyme styles, and that other dude just, like, was grimy, just broke it down, and he was just fucking grimy. I loved it. I can't remember his name. I wish I could. I was hoping someone did, because he is actually worth the mention, that dude. Obviously, probably doesn't do it anymore, but...
Yeah.
Because Lockie was in a group, was in the New Tang clan with me, man. Me, Lockie, Azrael. We were just fucking around. I think we only officially did one event together, but he reminded me so much of a younger Cryptic, because he is just a bar nerd, bro. He could fucking, he's a great battler, but he also just loves his technical shit. He's a great writer. He's great with music. He's all-round package, man.
A little bit like Polaroid. A little bit like Polaroid on that too. A bar nerd, like they were right into their lines. If you remember Polaroid from back then.
Bro, honestly, just saying Polaroid was scary, bro. Like, he did in
very good pen game.
Yeah, bro. It didn't translate really, like, seamlessly to battle rap. That verse he did in one of the D Corp slices where he did, like, this is Polaroid. Oh, bro. Like, one of the best, like, in all the D Corp, and shout out to D Corp because they were so back in the day. But yeah, what's it called? In all the ciphers, bro, that was one of the best, if not the best, verse in all the ciphers.
And for all you young people that don't know what we're talking about right now, D Corp was like a crew out of Melbourne. Like, a lot of other people came involved in it, but they're just dropping mad ciphers. And if you haven't checked them, check them, because there's fire on those motherfuckers, probably from people you've never heard of. Like, a lot of them sort of didn't go too far, but they've got fire on every fucking one of the ciphers, so check them out.
And if you do know, it's Aeros, Rejay, Filthy Phil, and Polaroid, I think, were the main four. And then they got Dunners, Awkwards, Greeley, Fluent, Cash Charisma.
They're just a lot of counts.
Complete and what was Complete's fucking partner's name?
And shout out to Rejay, bro. He was one of the original boys of mine. I battled in front of him one day, and he's like, "You're my favorite battler of all time, favorite rapper." And I'm like, "Bro, your cousin's Pegs." No way. Do not give me that bullshit. Bro, your brother is Pegs, bro. Like, he's a god, bro.
Mad.
But yeah, much love for Rejay, bro. That dude was ahead of his time back in the day.
Damn. Mad,
that was his name. Sorry, go on. Yeah, all right, let's get stuck into our
Vega and
main
Azmatik.
event.
Yeah, so we're going to go back around the other way. So, D, going from your end of the card, let's take a look who won in total. Azmatik took it 4-1. D, kick it off. How you feeling, bro?
Well, I gave it to Vega, only because in the same thing, Azmatik had a couple little slips and points. So that's why I really am not a huge fan of Vega's delivery, but it was flawless. So Azmatik's got a better delivery and one I'd prefer to listen to personally. But
that's why he got that point for you.
Yeah, but he had a few little moments, so it was like, nah, you know what I mean? But when it came down to basically, like, Vega's pretty damn strong. You have to be completely on your game to beat that man, I reckon. And I don't feel like Azmatik was completely on his game with everything.
Yeah.
Some of those bars, though, that Azmatik spits are just fucking incredible. And he would have taken this fucking easy if he just didn't have those few little minor slips, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But see that takes away in some categories where Vega took it. You get what I mean? Like, that's how close those categories were.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm not a huge fan of Vega's style. It's too Americanized for me. It's too drawn out. It's very dragged out and drawn out before the punch hits. But what the content is in that punch is great. So it's hard to take that off him, if you get what I mean. It might take him a bit to get there, and it's crafted with some, but it gets it, and it lands pretty damn hard. So
yep.
As I said, I prefer Azmatic style all day of the week, but I had to give it to Vega because he was just flawless, really. He didn't slip. He had the punchlines, he had the multis, he had every aspect he needed to have. But Azmatic could have quite easily taken it if he was just a little bit cleaner. Because Azmatic's a god, clearly.
Fair enough, man. I think what made me sway towards Azmatic was I think those little hiccups for me didn't feel like much to a normal choke or anything like that. It felt very minor on my end.
It wasn't a choke.
In the sense where I didn't even take too much notice of it. I do like Vega's style and delivery as well. That's why I gave him that 1 point for delivery. I think it's a little bit cleaner. I love Azmatic's style, the aggression, the comedy, the blend. He walks the line of it all really well. But Vega 100%. Comes off as this, not American to me, but international world-like rapper that's on a professional level that isn't necessarily... Yes, it's obviously influenced by American battlers the most, but this is digestible for more people than Azmatik's was. That's not necessarily what made me give him the point, but I just think it was a little bit more polished, a little bit more... It hit for me a little bit harder, but on every other point, I gave it to Azmatik. Not to say that was easy. This was the battle where I struggled the most. I watched it a few times. Every point was just giving it to Azmatik. Not even a single one was I like, oh, it's definitely going to Azmatik here. Maybe the jokes and the punchlines, but even still, Vega had some really...
on a lot.
100%, bro. But I do really like Azmatik's style. I'm so excited to see what he does in his next battle, bro. I hope he hasn't lost any passion or doesn't feel too comfortable to the point where he brings a kind of comfortable battle. Yeah, well, I hope you really enjoy it up front, bro, and I'm keen to see
I'm sure I will.
The footage of it. But again, I just want to say it looks like with a 4-1 to Azmatik that I really loved Azmatik over Vega, but that was not the case. Like within a rewatch, it would be pretty easy to give Vega 4-1. You know what I mean? So
it's very, very close.
Quite enjoyable when you got two people at the top of their game, or two very high professionals doing it so well that it's just so much fun to watch. You're loving every moment of it. That's the best part of this whole fucking thing we're doing, man, is when you get to see this sort of stuff. So, look, is it worth the gold star? No, but fucking close, because these two are people that I love watching every time.
Yeah,
cool.
I gave it to Azmatik 3-2. I gave rhymes and multis and schemes and concepts to Vega, and then jokes, stage presence, and crowd reaction to Azmatik. Now,
same as Blue.
It was very borderline. Again, I agree. This was probably the hardest one to judge this week. So it was. There was a few times where I'm like, oh no, the stage presence delivery, it's Vegas, and then the next round I was like, oh no, but Azmatik's brought it back, and then it just. There was a few more times where I leant towards Azmatik, but I fuck with Vega. I think Vega, there's a reason that he represented Australia at World Dom. Because like Vega said, Harlem said before, his style is very, American based. Now, I'm not a fan of Aussies with that American accent and that American style in battle rap. But you can tell he's heavily influenced by some of the greatest to ever do it. So I definitely can respect what he's done and I can respect what he's done and how he's gone about it, and I do fuck with him. I just feel for that battle, as it was as one of his best battles. And as his third, for me, was just like, okay, now I'm going to tear you down. Like, now I'm going to pull you apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It hit really hard.
Yeah, bro. And that is what swayed, you know, the punchlines for me. That's what swayed the stage presence.
Agreed.
That's what swayed the crowd reactions.
Yeah.
But overall, Vega had the better multis, better rhymes, better schemes, better concepts.
That's
like
where I was having struggles because I felt
That's
like
a smart
a few of
breakdown,
Azmatik's
babes. I
bars-
really like the way you're
a
talking
few of
about it.
Azmatik's, a few of Azmatik's bars were knockouts almost. I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But because you're saying
100%.
overall Vega was so flawless, I had to judge it in that way. Yeah, like I'm agreeing with you
Azmatik
completely.
also
That-
had jokes that shut down some stuff that
Yep, that's
Vega
exactly
coming
right.
in.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So
right.
that
KO
always
punches,
adds that
some of them.
extra, like, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
definitely.
really felt like Vega had those KO punches quite as strong. Like he might have been hitting you with some hard shots, but Azmatik had some bombs, bro. So yeah, like even though I've gone Vega, it's just the consistency of cleanness with Vega. Everything just comes so perfectly. It's too perfect almost. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to respect it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did the same scoring as Bades did. I'll break it down a little bit for delivery. I hate an American accent, so I could never ever give that to Vega. I hate American accents. Just is what it is. But his rhymes, concept, schemes, fucking amazing, flawless, fucking dope as fuck. Like you said, bombs, KO punches, all that type of shit. So I had to give that to him. Azmatik was funny as fuck. He had so many jokes that I just loved. I loved a lot. I was laughing a lot at what he was saying. And then there was one point, I think it was the third round, where he kept trying to rap and the crowd wouldn't shut the fuck up. And that's when I gave him that point. But I was on the line right until that point, and I was like, I've got to give him the crowd reactions because he keeps trying to go and they just won't shut up.
Bruh, I don't know if that was all him, and like, fair enough for you giving him the point, but I was there, bro, and at one point I was standing near the bathroom, and I could hear these young motherfuckers in the bathroom with a fucking phone speaker and a beat playing, and they're freestyling to each other in a circle.
Crazy.
And I had to go in there and be like, there's a fucking battle going on right now, and we can hear you all trying to freestyle, you dickheads.
Yeah, that's insane. What the
that
fuck?
ABC dude at that 30 G's Brizzy event that battled Lone Soldier was sort of doing the same shit.
So
Once he
insane.
battled Lone Soldier, he was just out there trying to
you just gotta know your
everyone.
times. Rappers, I know we all want to show off our bars, but you gotta pick your times and your places.
Yeah, exactly.
100.
Yeah. Oz?
Sorry, Blue, keep going.
No, that was everything.
Blue, you finished?
Yeah, that's everything.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah, so look, I gave this to Azmatik, and I think the best way I can describe why is that aside from a lot of the points you guys brought up, I feel this is the analogy I would use, that Vega spits his bars like he's Pat Stay, but it gets received like it's Sharon. Do you know what I mean? And it's not
I
because,
totally get that.
And it's not because he's bad, because Sharon is fucking great, but he's not a Pat Stay. You know what I mean? So some of the swagger bars don't actually reach what they should.
Yeah.
And for me, someone brought up the point before where they felt that Azmatik didn't come as hard as he's had before. I actually felt it was even more of a reason why I gave him that point, because I just felt it was effortless from him. Like he had a lot less material. Yeah, he had a lot less material, and in terms of just Vega's constant double entendres, and obviously he has a great flow. I like the way I don't like American accents. I really don't. Of all the people I've heard use something like that, Vega's probably my favorite out of all of them. However, it's not to my taste.
He's great at it,
right?
Yeah.
And what
I honestly thought he was American for so long, bro. When I first heard
this is
him.
one thing I was going to bring up when I came to my greatest bars, is that's the point. Azmatik makes that a clear example. It's like, because honestly, bro, when I listen to that battle right there, you would think it. If I didn't know him from before, like the first battle he ever had, I would think that he was American.
Exactly.
Yeah, you would. if you're
I
watching,
was lucky enough to do a cipher with him. Shout out the Queensland cipher if you haven't heard it, or the Queensland Connection that Greeley put on. And he is rapping American in there. His first bar is Brizzy, I am repping it, and he sounds like so American that it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, be yourself, bro. If your pen game is that fucking strong, bro, just rap with your voice.
He wears it on his sleeve. Like, he's not hiding that this is what he is. Yeah. Sorry to cut off your...
No, because I was just going to say that, like, what I love about Australian battlers is perfectly represented by Azmatik, right? You feel like it's not, even though he reps where he reps, you feel like you know a person like Azmatik. He's more relatable, and so when you know some of the like apart from, as we've mentioned before with Harlem, there are a lot of references that Vega brings up that I either didn't like or don't understand, because a lot of them are targeted towards the US market, right? And they're so like he even did a Mexican bar, which I actually understood, but I didn't like it because I was like, well, that's sort of very that would hit really well in like LA, in you know, like in the US, whereas here, like, even if someone did understand what he was saying, it's not something we appreciate here. So that's what I feel like Vega puts in a lot of effort, and I think you know, my way I look at this with Vega is not so much that he wants to put on this accent, right? I think it's actually the way his brain puts together bars, because he has so many battles he's watched from US. He probably, I'm telling you, I doubt he would watch many apart from the main ones in Australia. But because of that, his brain is interpreting how to write bars in an accent. So that's why a bar that we would never come up with, his brain does, because he's like, I can say that, but it has to have a twang to it. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I thought I don't really like Vega.
But most of it advanced away from that in our teens, bro. Like, we all rapped American when we started, like all us older heads anyway. I mean, but we advanced out of that a long time ago, bro. Like, I do get your point.
Yeah.
But I do get, because I'm heavily American influenced. I hated Australian hip hop when I first started rapping. But all my boys that I liked were American, so I had a slight American accent too.
I'll always be
influenced. Just sat there and told me clean, bro. He goes, if you got a pen like that, bro, you don't need to put on an accent to
make it blew out of nowhere. I hate Americans. Fuck all Americans.
No, I do. I do, man.
That's older heads all came from that, where we spat American. Like, Blue would know, like, you would have heard my first ever album was like with an American accent.
I do remember seeing songs with, you have an American accent. So,
Like, we all done it, but that's where I'm sort of saying that's even worse, bro, because we all upgraded out of that in our teens, bro. Like,
but he's had the most success. He's had the most success.
Yeah, so it's almost undeniable.
Can I just say this? No, it's not undeniable. Because I can say he has had a great success, because as Harlem said, he is very international.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one Australian that's going to watch his battles and think he's from Brisbane.
Yeah,
that's right. But the thing is, the US market doesn't.
So is he legit? Is he being himself?
He's
being a carbon copy of American pasted into Australia, just like Azmatik says.
Let me give you a good example.
That's why I love that line.
Kid Leroy, Australian artist, went over to America and has popped off and made all of his money off becoming an American sounding artist. He still comes back and thrives off like giving love and support to the Australian scene. Is it what they do, or is it what they do around the image they're creating?
Yeah,
that's my question.
I've got no problem with Iggy Azalea. She wants to go and rap in an American accent in America.
Well, that's another example.
No, but go hard. No, that's what he's doing. He's doing the Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. I just mean, like, I think
if he went to America, bro, like Ivan Ooze, and went to America and kept doing what he's doing and was successful, I'd have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah,
he's playing the American market.
You're cutting a bit there,
yes, the internationals, he will get the views because the internationals will watch him because of his style.
Right? Like,
you've got a bit glitchy, bro.
I just want to say, what's it called? We were very, like a couple of weeks ago when we did the Dundee versus Head Ice battle. you know, what's it called? Everyone was like, oh, you know, don't really like that bogan that, you know, that Dundee leans into, and now we're saying don't like American. Like, it's like not that it's contradictory or anything like that, but it's hang on, bro. Hang on, bro. Hang on.
I like you being you.
No, I get that, but at the same
time,
doesn't
talk like that, bro.
No, I get that, but at the same time, you've got this Aussie bloke who is heavily influenced by American battles and American battlers, and I agree with what Oz was saying. You know, maybe in his head, that's how he's constructing his he's constructing his battle. So, do I like it? Not necessarily. Do I think that you should be more yourself? But at the same time, he's Vega. He's not playing Maverick. You know what I mean? So at the same time, is Vega the Australian-based American type rapper, where Dundee is not? Is like mixed character, and he's a full-blown bogan.
Okay, can I just break this down and just answer this question perfectly? If they just both rap like themselves, that'd be so much better. If Dundas doesn't bung on that the Aussie accent, I've seen many battles where he does it, and he fucking kills it. And same with Vega. If he just dropped it and rhymed a little bit with his own accent, he'd be better too, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I understand where you're coming from, and I can agree to a point, but at the same time, we were saying that, you know, don't be too bogan, but don't be American. You know what I mean? Like,
I get your point.
Be yourself.
I think what I took away from that, can I just say, and look, I get what you're saying, Bades. I think I understand. But what I would say is that Dundee is very Australian sounding, right? In general. Right,
already,
just how he is, and what I didn't like was him leaning too heavily into that. Not saying that he did it at all, because the way he sounds normally is not. Doesn't sound British. It doesn't sound anything but Australian, right? But I was saying that he used it more as an extra layer of protection, if you will, and I didn't think he needed that. I'm not saying I don't want him to sound bogan.
That's exactly my point.
With Vega, it's that Vega from the very start has gone that direction. Not that he is one thing and then gone slightly more that direction. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When Vega's in Australia and battling, he sounds exactly the same as he does when he battles in the US.
He's not using...
Dunners is constantly different, but particularly against international battlers, he brings more of that ochre out. And look, that's not a bad thing. I just think I don't like it as much. That's the only way
you could argue that Vega's accent isn't actually doing anything to his advantage unless it's the international stage.
Right.
So whether you have that opinion on it or not, where it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, he's choosing that style and coming with it. Still,
it's the way Aussies pronounce words. We have a lot less and different words to rhyme with.
That's right.
But you can force a word a lot more in an American accent, and you can look at Eminem does it perfectly. So
yes and no.
It depends. I'm ahead and I listen really deeply. So someone just listening, it wouldn't matter. Someone like me, it's like you only can rhyme that word because you're saying it in an American accent.
Yeah,
that's. But
we do got to keep moving on from this subject.
But as I said, I just want to finish this. I think both of you are that fucking good. You don't need to do it. That's my whole point.
Yeah,
I mean, if Vega's pen game is that bloody strong, he can write bars like that. He can do it. With his own accent. Dundee is that good. He doesn't have to go overseas and make himself sound like Mick Dundee. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking, this is a nice cunt. He doesn't have to, because he's that staunch at what he does.
That's right.
I do get the performance side of it, but it feels unauthentic to me. That's just my feel on it. And I know I might be looking into it too hard, but I just think what I like about this is that Australians have different styles that is unique. And if you're copying something or bunging something on, then you're not being authentic, and I don't feel it. That's all. But I said both those people I'm just mentioning there are beasts.
Definitely.
But even
let's
just
move.
to slightly change something up, when that Spit battle went, that clip from Spit's battle went out, there was a lot of comments that was actually attacking Spitz for not rhyming, because the people who were listening to it heard it in an American accent. Something about a bathtub or something, when he spat that one line about a bathtub.
Yeah.
And they're like, this guy actually writes, it rhymes retard with bathtub, and they're like, doesn't make sense. But it's like, these people are clearly from the US, and I just wanted to mention that point.
Yeah,
that's sort of my point too. You can make a lot more words rhyme that don't rhyme in Australian. That's right. A whole different ball game doing it in our own accent. And we are from Australia. We should be doing it in our own accent.
Shout out to Spitz, who's 100%. Got 220,000 views on Instagram right now as a nice positive subject change. He is nearly hit a 250,000 views on one singular platform.
Yeah, it's insane.
So,
amazing.
Which is
mad love. And I was going through the comments a little earlier, and bro, as much as there is people shit talking and there's comments saying, you know, all the Snipes references and I'm from Brooklyn, bro, the amount of love comments and people just saying, man, if only all these people watched it to the end of the video. Like, I feel like these people didn't watch the whole thing, and it's so wholesome. People just like spreading so much love in there too. Definitely. So I don't want to skip over that part. There's so many people who are really fucking with it. It's got over 8,000 likes. So that's crazy.
That is pretty insane.
It's like 4,000 shares or something too, eh? So
no, sorry, it's got 9,000 plus shares, D.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking
crazy. It's going hard.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's talk about our favorite bars.
Yeah, should we put them up? Let's go.
Yep. Do you want to start, Blue?
I think we should start with Oz, because he's the only one that's not the Azmatik battle.
That's why I did it. I knew you'd all pick the Azmatik battle.
Maybe we should break it up. Maybe we should put him in the middle and break it up a bit.
Put Oz in the middle.
All right.
Yeah, just to break it up a bit, yeah.
Well, okay, we're doing Harlem's first then.
I knew this was going to happen.
Here we go.
To be honest, I was going to go one of Cepth. It was just... Yeah.
I get it.
All right, let's go.
Your eyes are so close together that they're bros forever. It looks like your nose, mouth and eyes had to pick a spot and they chose the centre. This my brain like I own the weather, show 'em terror. Homie only flow for cheddar. I flow in hopes I make the younger homies better for the mantle. My home is better, but to you cunt, we're closed forever. I can have you around my people and let that ugly dome depress us. You can't just disappear for 50 years and think your peers just won't forget you. See, I'm the cunt they can't get rid of, and you're the cunt they don't remember. I'm fed up.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, eh?
Yeah, so everything comedy-wise is what stands out for me. Azmatik's comedy bars and stuff that got the big laughs was what stood out for me. That's why Azmatik got my crowd reaction vote as well, which I forgot to mention earlier. Is like, yes, some of Vega's bars were highly appreciated in that room, but the laughs were higher, and I'm a laugh sort of guy.
Yeah.
Vega wasn't getting laughs. And this one is such a dumb bar about your eyes are so close together that they're friends forever. Oh my god, it's so funny, and like chose the center.
Yeah, it's so
it's simple genius.
Yeah, I cut the whole rhyme scheme together, but I was literally just gonna pick those two bars, like to be honest. But I let it go throughout the whole rhyme scheme. But oh man, there's so much power, and you can have the cleverest rhyme scheme and pick apart the rapper, but man, there's almost nothing better than having a bar that is so fun like that just gets laughs louder than any other thing you spat that whole night. 100%. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So that's where that came from for me. Shout out to Az with his comedy, man. I love that shit.
Yeah,
and as soon as he said they came to the center, I was like, yeah, fuck off. That's fucking really good line.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so true.
Like, yeah, all right, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, I agree with that one. There was so... That's what I'm saying. When I gave it to Vega, there was so many like quotables out of Azmatik, so it was hard.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's good with quotables, bro.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Let's check it out. We've got this one next. Can't see what the name is. What's happening? Bades. Okay, bet. Let's go.
Now them old rounds he spat may as well be dropped in a waste bin. They've been lost in a matrix. He gonna blame it on there. This wasn't any events happening. Then why you ain't put something on us to face, bitch? You could have taken ownership, assembled a crew. Like now listen, it's fucking Vega the Undertaker, and there's a new league in town, bitches, and drop some corny fucking name, and these cunts still would have been down with it, but as the captain, you just let it sink. So it's only right you went down with it, but me, I outlived it. I'm still out and about, spitting, fucking up sound systems and kicking it with the crowd sipping for the fucking culture. You dusty vulture. I see you circle around sniffing, but there ain't no scraps here, Squawker. We still standing proud of living.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, bro.
Can I just say something real quick? I almost had that plus my bit. I've got the little section just before that, but I nearly added some of that into that because, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So the reason I chose this, you know, especially as a fan of battle rap and, you know, where it came from to where it is now and how it's kind of exploded again. If people like Vega had have gone, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna, you know, and this is no disrespect to anybody, yeah, like it just shows like the power of like people like really who have kept the flame alive. You know, if it was like, you know, we've had interim like between say the last big sensation of Australian battle rap to now, there's only been like maybe, you know, like it kind of tried in, you know, like 2016, then it kind of tried again in 2018. But if vets like, you know, Vega and, you know, like people of that level had have invested their time and came back, then battle rap in Australia would never have never have folded, and there wouldn't have had to be a revival. There wouldn't have had to be a reunion. There wouldn't have to be, you know, like, yeah, fair enough. Like it kind of paved the way for something like 30 Gs, but because, you know, we like, you know, but like Watch Your Mouth and, you know, as like you said, you know, I can basically keep going and I'm putting people on my back. Like he did that by doing the revival, you know, like saying, you know, I'm going to fucking do something about it. So that's why that bar hits so hard for me. I'm like, definitely where your 100%. Mouth is, you know, you say you love the culture, but, you know, do something about it. So that's the reason
especially with the platform he had built.
Exactly.
He had built a platform.
Yeah, exactly. Well, man, anybody that went to World Dom could have turned around and said, you know, all right, Real Talk's not active. 1 Ounce isn't active. I think Per City Battles wasn't active. So what can we do? All right, we'll start our own thing and do our own thing, because he would have had boys to do that. Everyone would have followed. Yeah. So I'm a very big fan of put your money where your mouth is and don't say something unless you're going to do it. And Az has done both. He's put his money where his mouth is, and he's very much about the culture. So shout outs to Az for that, putting people on the spot in that battle.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And for putting on the Donkey Deliver matchup.
Yeah, needed. It was much needed.
It's going to be a classic.
Bro got that game talk, man.
Yeah, can't wait.
I'm a week out. I'm all fucking fire.
No, go away.
Fire and focus, boys.
Call me Wombat.
You see me walking there all calm. You'll see me walking there all calm in a week, but right now I'm fired up and fucking the prep is getting down.
Speaking of Donkey.
Yep. Up to Oz's bar. Let's go.
I'll address it. I always keep it real, I don't like pretending. Judging by your style and presence and the way you freestyle and like to dress and every event online you've entered, and just by looking in your eyes, I reckon you're a liar, yeah. Using battle rap as a type of method to justify the direction your life is headed, so I suggest that your time of death is tonight when my set's ended, because we don't need another try-hard peasant that's highly desperate because he spends all of his time high on meth. Crackhead! Now that's your legacy. Honestly, dude. Anyone who calls himself dope as fuck after choking up is obviously stupid. Yo, move, because I'm that dope and I've just proven now. The only thing you're proving is you're not improving.
Yeah.
Now for me, man, I tell you,
I did like the wordplay and improving and improving.
I loved the way he mixed up his flow. I liked his little impersonation. But what I love the most is, man, I watched this battle preparing to give who I thought was going to win between Vanek and Donkey, right? And I hadn't heard of Donkey. People were like, "Oh, dude, are you fucking serious? You have to check out Donkey." So when I watched this, man, best way I could describe it, I viewed this as like, Donkey was a snake charmer, bro. Because the whole time I watched this bar in particular, was this one, I was back and forth like this, and I was like, I fucking love this, the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's not taking away from Sope Suddz, but I've brought it up plenty of times. When someone uses an emotive style and sells you that they believe every fucking thing they say,
is good at that.
You know, Donkey didn't just write that because he could write it. He felt that. He believes it. And that came across to me, man. And that's why that was my favorite. I also wanted to point out that I did especially pick this battle because I knew everyone was going to go with Azmatik, but it doesn't change the fact how much I love this bar in particular. So that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
Mad, bro.
Yeah.
And
I just do want to say that I almost chose the scheme that Soap did about the Harley Reid thing that I mentioned earlier, because that was so fucking hard, bro, and slept on. But
definitely,
you know what's it called? Just that punch, that Azmatik, man, that was a haymaker. So,
but what you're saying with Donkey, I know I'm battling him next week, and I might have been talking a bit of fluff. I do love that about him, his confidence and his swagger with his confidence. He believes in himself almost as much as Shaky.
And he's the same outside of battles too. Like when I met him, he talks the same.
That about him.
You know, same, man. I'm just,
he's just like, he's so keen. He just wants to know everything. He wants to get involved. He wants, I do love that about him. So,
but I'll also say,
talking a bit of shit.
But I'll also say, to bring up what Bates said, I actually didn't understand that bar Bates. I didn't know who that person was. There was quite a few references I didn't get, and that's why it colored my opinion. You know what I mean? Like what I understood and what I generally because man, even that bar that Donkey mentioned about, like, do you even know what your state's famous for? Did you bring any wine? Like, I get that type of shit, bro. You know, I've talked to you boys.
Because you're a wine head, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Man. But with Sope Suddz, there were so many that I could tell were really good bars, but I didn't understand them because
sporting references. Yeah,
exactly
so
right, man. So that's the whole reason that's where I'm coming from with that battle, but also why I love Donkey and I picked this as my favorite bar because I'm sure if I was up to date with some things like you fucking Yowza Blue, the fucking language, the words that you use, bro. If I was more up to date, or if I had different interests, I probably would have picked Sope Suddz to win that battle. But of what I understood and what I like, that's why I went that way and why I picked this bar in particular.
Bro.
Yeah.
Let's go next.
Go back to riding Azmatik's dick for 2 more rounds.
Yep, I'm next. Shotgun. I'll do it.
Time me tried it with a real LMC, pussy up and killing beats for a million weeks. I've been laying foundation down in Frio, trying to build a scene. That city is my field of dreams. So go ahead and name flip Azmatik. Shit, you could even ditch that accent and you still won't be as real as me. I'm comfy with it like some silky sheets today. You got a lot to lose. You got some poxy views, but that's just dark on that Bronson dude on repeat watching you. But that music shit, Vega? Stop it, dude. I heard him rhyming over beats and it sounded like some lines that he was reading out of Dr. Zeus. But my shit, so fresh and so clean. I could wash your crew. Grilly paid you to come here and get fucked. You're a prostitute.
Yeah, that was actually a killer line.
Yeah, bro, the whole thing, bro, from the you can't be as real as me, from the accent all the way to paid you to come here and get fucked, you're a prostitute. That whole thing, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that honestly, that's the first round too, and I was like, fuck, it's gonna be hard to beat that. I was like, oh shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because I was laughing. I was like, "This cunt's fucking
got so many good
killing
lines.
it." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he continued it.
100%, bro.
It just kept going to Harlem's bars to all yours. Like, fuck.
And even though we're riding his dick right now, apparently, but you can keep doing that for me, Blue. But
I'm glazing.
We all chose different bars, which I'm pretty happy with. Like that's a big credit to him. So yeah,
exactly. Whole thing's fire.
Yeah.
Let's go your one then, Deliver. We up.
So keep on acting like you're some fucking lyrical demigod and whatever the rest of us is dropping is basic. I mean, you got some kind of clever shit, but to me you're just not entertaining. When I first heard him battle, I stopped in amazement, like, yes, exactly what we need. Another Yankee gangster wannabe copy and pasted. Thank you, Lord, you've saved us. God, it's a great
It's fucking great.
To be honest, I just felt that broke him down perfectly. It's like what everyone's thinking at the time.
Exactly.
And if you can say what everyone's thinking, bro, that's a win to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
That was fire. And then, that leads on to Bade's one. So that scheme does go for quite a lot longer. And it's full fire.
Yeah, it's fucking so good, bro.
Well, that's why that's actually that third round is what swayed me to give it to Azmatik, because it was from like start to finish. It was a character assassination.
Exactly.
It was aggressive, but it was funny and like man, it was honestly one of the best rounds I've ever heard as spit.
I'll agree with that one. That round was killer.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
And another one of those battles where you sway like this and you're like one way and then the other way and then hard one.
Definitely.
Mab, that's another freaking dope battle under our belts, lads.
Yeah, great
Fuck
video.
yeah.
Do we know what we're doing next week? Is it? Oh, we're in the battles.
No, week off next week.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say.
Wait, Blue, we gotta order those body bags for our victims.
Yeah, exactly. My bad.
I'm gonna quickly say we're gonna try to do our stories, short content or whatever we can where we can. Probably from Blue and I, or if any of you guys want to send short videos to us, let us know.
Yeah.
But so no main pod next week. We're going to be all around the place. So send us some love. Send us some ideas, what you want to see coming forward. Just want to say off that last event, shout out to Bias B. Love seeing him in the crowd there. That was dope. That was the first time that's the first time meeting him.
And that Bias B line nearly made it for me too. That one where he brought Vega. Yeah, that was a dope line. That was a dope line.
Yeah.
Shout out to Egg, as Egg was a killer host that night. That's my homie. That's Duz Gang, baby. Shout out to everyone in their upcoming battles right now. I want to shout out your promos. Everyone's fucking killing it. Definitely. Shout out everyone who's writing right now, getting your final bars down. I know you can do it. Don't fucking, half-ass it and think what you got is just enough. Just fucking keep sharpening it up, man.
That's right.
Let's hear from you two down the bottom, D and Osborne. What are your points of advice for your upcoming battlers that are coming into their battles?
Look, I've said it plenty of times, man. I literally record hundreds of videos of my rounds. Right, just to make sure there's always little ways to put on accents or a twang at certain areas when you keep going over the same material. Really, but also, like, I think the last two battles, some of the biggest reactions I got were last minute inserts, and I don't normally do that. True. But the way if I have up to a certain point memorized, right, and can slot something in between other things, as long as the jump off point is there that I can remember very clearly and it's not going to confuse me. And if the subject's related, like obviously the best schemes are the tail end of one scheme leads into the other, and my best advice is don't think you locked yourself in. You have to it's like cramming for an exam. You have to continuously practice until you're sick and nauseous of your own material to that last point. And then you just come out swinging, man. Like they're the best. People like Deliver do that perfectly. When I saw him the very first time we met, I mentioned it before, but he was literally the most relaxed person in the room. And he was one of the later battles, right? He was just there in the corner because he had prepared and he knew exactly how much to do. And that's what you got to do. If you want to be confident, and if you're also worried about getting swayed, your confidence waning throughout a battle, the way to prevent that is you just stick to your material. And if you've practiced it 100 or 1,000 times, you're going to nail it, regardless of how it's received.
Yeah.
Mad words, Osborne. What about you, D?
My little bit of advice, if you can, is at least be perfectly ready 2 or 3 days out. You don't want to be too far ready, because then you're not feeling it anymore. You've sort of lost it. But if you are perfect on your delivery 3 days out, I mean, it takes a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to put in the fucking hours. And like Oz films himself, I write it out over and over like I'm doing lines like a little schoolboy. But
there you go.
It works for me because I break down every word and I remember every word because I have to write it out, you know, like.
Yeah.
But my advice, my biggest advice is have all your bars down way in advance. And then, as I was said, I rock up there in that day and I don't even have to go over it again.
Yeah.
It's there, bro. It's there.
I even add to that. Sorry to interrupt, but I was just going to say, I even add to that. I know I'm ready when I'm spitting my bars and my mind has wandered and I'm further along in my round than I actually am aware of. But I know it's all there, and it just shows that it's automatic at that point, and that's what you want. It's just an automatic.
On that point also, I actually always, during my prep, have my TV going, some other noise going. So, because obviously on the day you're going to have some other noise in the background. You need distractions on your prep. Because if you can focus through those, distractions, nothing matters. And well, I'm not saying I'm great at it, but if you watch me, I'm in my own head. I do not care about what anyone else is doing. Exactly. I'm doing me. It's because I'm that.
And then
that's right.
And then that's when, like, say you don't get the crowd reaction you're not expecting, that won't fucking phase you because you're in the zone, baby. Shout out to both of you for some mad feedback there. I hope anyone watching the stream or the video later takes that on board because there's a lot of cats about to battle right now. Has anyone got any final messages or wishes of good luck? I do want to say, please get your fucking tickets for the 30 Gs event. Have we still got some more available, Bates?
Yeah, we do. What's it called? There's I think last time I checked there was 10 left. So
and at $10, bro, like
going hard,
bro.
Yeah. And that's a tight,
and
nice
then go buy
venue.
Bates a drink.
That's selling out. That'd be fucking sick.
Exactly.
Same with homecoming, boys.
Bates, have you got merch on the night?
So Shaky and I have organised merch. Our merch supplier said they're going to do everything possible to get it to us by the weekend. If not, then you can put your orders in and I'll get it shipped as soon as I get them in my hand.
Damn, that's mad love.
For sure.
Get your orders in, people. Check out.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Donkey. Make sure you prep, bro. And big shout out to Az for putting this on. I'll be there next week and we're going to fucking sort this out.
Man.
And I'm wishing my brother good luck for his first battle because I've got to battle this Donkey, bro. I miss out my brother's debut, so you better be fucking worth it, bro.
Facts.
Shouts to all of you because you're all a part of these upcoming events in one way or another. I know it takes a lot of effort and time and energy away from the shit that's actually making us money. That we take that money we earn and we invest it into this stuff. So you know, it takes a lot. But mad love to all of you guys fueling this scene, bro. And everyone watching the stream straight away, I want to give a special shout out to you guys who are here
Dusky,
straight away for us and involving yourself in the chat because that's a whole nother part of these podcasts.
Well, we do it.
It's so important.
Shout outs to Dusky, shout outs to Sope Suddz, shout outs to Shaky.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I think they're the three boys that have been active in the chat
practically on the show
from the start.
Well, it's more than likely that those three will be probably our first three guests. If Sope Suddz is keen on it, then I would love to have those three as our first three guests.
I would love to have Sope Suddz on.
Exactly.
100%.
Also, I just want to give my 2 cents worth when it comes to battles. I know I don't battle, but I'm a massive fan, have been for a lot of years. The one thing that really I don't like about battlers is they get upset when they get reactions. Bro, if your shit slaps, lap it up, bro.
Exactly.
Like, because there's going to be times where your shit doesn't land and you've just got to keep moving. Bro, like, in the battles we watched this week, I'm not going to go into it, but, you know, like when people are reacting, like, bro, just like let it. Yes, bro.
Sit in it. How good would it be to see these modern battles have people running it back like we saw with Dundee and Head Ice, both of them, you know, running it back again and again, just and the crowd repeating those bars that they just heard, like that. I love that shit.
Bro, honestly, I think 30 Gs have only had one time where that's happened. It was a sturdy bar, and it was about wearing the scars on the inside. We don't wear on the outside.
Yeah, that
and
was
he
so
ran
good,
that
bro.
back.
That was so
and
good.
what's it called, bro? Like that's what it's about, bro. So like that's like live in that moment, man. Don't get upset because you can't get your bars out. Run it back. You know, that's just my 2 cents worth. But get your tickets for 30 G's Bar Australia Day.
Fine.
Get your tickets
Homecoming.
for get your tickets for FBL. Get your tickets for Breaking Bread.
Yep.
Over the next 2 months, man. Over the next month, there's just going to be like events out the wazoo, man, and just go and support your local hip hop. Yes, just see,
Got
none
the
of this Yowza shit.
What does that mean in what does that mean? The blue in modern terms?
Can you?
Out the butt.
Out the duffer.
Wait. All right, before we go, the Battle Bar is going to be putting out a GoFundMe because we're going to need 4 body bags and they're not cheap. So if you would like to sponsor us for our body bags for our victims next weekend and the weekend after.
Look,
I'm going to be clear. I don't think I'll need a body bag, boys. I don't think I'll need a body bag, boys. I think
mine's more of a casket.
It's not going to be a one-sided. I'm being honest. I don't think my match will be one-sided. I reckon it's going to be real close. Personally.
Bro, I'm gonna be real honest.
I don't want
If you can find a body bag big enough for Big Deej, then fuck, that's a magic miracle right there. I'm gonna tell you right there.
I said it last night on 30 G's Facebook Live. I actually think Oz vs. Klein's going to be the #1 classic of 2026.
It'll be done.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It'll be done.
Guys, I'm gonna miss you next week. I'm gonna say that.
Confidence in us.
Sure.
Body bag.
I'm gonna feel like there's a hole in my heart next week, but I'm gonna know you guys are repping it proud in live events. So
what's it called? Just before we do go, Sope Suddz said, use garbage bags like the rest of us.
Yeah, you ritzy cunt.
Acting all fancy.
Okay. They become cheaper. All right, we'll take GoFundMe out.
Oh, boys.
Lads.
Costco.
Awesome.
Peace out.
See you
Another
guys.
mad one wrapped up. We'll see you in 2 weeks for episode 8.
Yeah, let's go.